It's kind of scary watching the world change so drastically through the years, but I suppose that's what life is all about. Change. What would the world be like if we were still living like pioneers? Or if we were still living like hippies? January 20th, 1992. Dear Mr. Gardner, I'm still alive, so I guess the weekend wasn't so hard on me. I actually think that I did a good job on my harmony exam because when I opened up the test paper, I knew exactly what to do. After my exam, my friend Susan and I went to the library to get books for our science project. We're researching on the evolution of the universe, more commonly known as the Big Bang. We decided to go for a challenge instead of doing the things we're already somewhat familiar with, like Mars and Jupiter. Anyways, Mr. Baycroft said that people who are smart should use their knowledge and get more knowledge by doing a more unfamiliar project. Susan and I have some pretty good plans and ideas, so we'll have to get going and use them before we lose them. Today I was behind in my journal again, even though I tried not to be. It's so hard to get out of a bad habit when it's been stuck on you for the longest time. It's like I'm cursed with it or something. My main problem, believe it or not, is that I fritter away my time too much. Every time I sit down to do something, I get hungry or thirsty or need to listen to music or something along those lines. Pitiful, isn't it? I did get a full period in English class to work on my position paper, so I should be done in time. In fact, I will be done in time. Jenny. January 23rd. Dear Mr. Gardner, the sweet smell of the weekend is in the air and is ours once again. Isn't it wonderful? I love having 2 days of freedom from the world. Well, really, it's not freedom. It's just a chance to breathe in between intense weeks. Just imagine what it would be like working for 7 days straight without a rest until the PD days and breaks came. Wouldn't it be horrid? All of us would be doubly crabby because we'd be stuck in school all week, and more of us would be sick more often. So thank goodness for weekends. The emphasis of surrealism was brought up yesterday. But I forgot to discuss my feelings about it. To me, surrealism is a tool used for stories that are meant to scare you or to give you a fright. Surrealism is kind of the next thing over from reality. It's not real life, but it's fantasy. You were explaining yesterday how the line between realism and surrealism keeps changing as we modernize our movies and music. I think that it's true, but why do people have to change so much? Just because everybody else is? It's kind of scary watching the world change so drastically through the years, but I suppose that's what life is all about. Change. What would the world be like if we were still living like pioneers? Or if we were still living like hippies? How boring things would be if we weren't a little bit different from year to year. Jenny. Dear Mr. Gardner, this is February 4th. And the smell of victory lingers in the air. The basketball team crunched Sunnyside this afternoon with a 56-30 lead for the over-exuberant Marauders. We played an away game tonight against Sunnyside's girls' basketball team and won by a few points. They put up a good fight but couldn't hold strong enough to come out ahead. I think one reason that we won is because most of the girls on our team wanted to impress the boys that were watching the game by doing fancy moves or scoring points. Can you believe that every single guy in the entire crowd was a rapper with his cap to the back or to the side of his head? I don't really like rappers as it is, so they didn't really hold me captive in terms of looks. It's a good thing that I didn't like any of them, though, because if I were trying to impress any of them, I'd probably fumble all over the place and not play very well at all. Anytime that I try to impress someone, something always goes wrong, so I think this was a good thing for me. I'm still not sure what I'm going to choose for my project, but something will probably come to me in the next 2 days or so. Hopefully I become inspired soon, because I would like to make my contract and get cracking. Jenny. And February 7th. Dear Mr. Gardner, the weekend has come so quickly I could I hardly even saw the days as they went past, but that's okay. I was anticipating Saturday and Sunday anyway. Olympics are starting tomorrow. I can't wait. I've always loved watching the games and feeling the tension of competition through a TV screen. It's amazing how many people are involved to make something this spectacular take place every 4 years. Can you imagine how much work that would take? Wouldn't it be neat if some year they changed the location of the Olympics to the moon? I can just picture someone trying to do the ski jump with no gravity and getting stuck in mid-air. Actually, I wonder how many fancy moves like flips and turns and twists the skiers could do if there was no gravity. Wouldn't that be funny to watch? I love independent studies because I get to challenge myself by using new skills and new ideas. You can't enjoy learning until you buy into your own education. Thank you.